start.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is the Wake Up Everybody virtual community, and we are talking today about the power of pets. I will be facilitating this discussion. My name is Lawanda Banks. I am the Director of Learning and Innovation with Learning with Lawanda. I've been an educator for about 25 years, and I'm also a new author. And I welcome everyone here today to discuss the power of pets. So if you're a lover of animals or have been impacted by an animal in your life, maybe you can get to share a bit of your experience here today. So just thank you everyone for showing up, and I hope we have a great conversation. So we can go to the next slide.
Can you just welcome everybody, Lawanda, please? Continue
Yes.
to welcome everyone.
I would like to welcome everybody here today inside of our chat room. I hear y'all can hear my little dog in the background already. That is Peanut, and we're going to get into it today. Hopefully, I won't have to call him in here with me. But anyway, that's animals. They're like children. They're very unpredictable sometimes. So we just have to move with emotions with what they give us. So again, welcome everyone to this discussion this morning. And I'm very happy to be here. If you have any types of comments that you would like to share, you can share it inside of the chat, or you can raise your hand and join in on the live conversation. So wake up, everybody. Good morning.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke. It's time to get up. We're
Lawanda, can you
healing,
please keep
we're
welcoming everyone and give us your
dealing,
video as
we're
well?
growing.
Is everything okay?
Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading.
We are transitioning to go live on Facebook. So if you could just keep welcoming everyone that's coming
Okay, good morning. Yes, listen, I'm talking about pets, and mine are going ham right now. They they just ran upstairs, and I had to pause my video so I can get them back together. So yes, we're talking about the power of pets, and I think the biggest power of the pet is to really understanding your animal and understanding their needs, and just being in tune with your animal on a level that sometimes we will never even get with people. So they may not be able to speak with words, but they speak with energy, and they also have all of this personality that they share. So let's just get into this discussion. We only have 30 minutes, so we can get started on this. So we can look at first with our first little clip that I have here that talks about the best thing about dogs. And this way you guys can have a quick intro to my animals.
Best thing about dogs. We don't care what you look like, or how much money you have, or what anyone else says about you. All I know is that I love you. You're my person. And I know I can't be here for your whole life, but I promise to do my best to make your life whole.
Okay, so that's just a little thing that
Do you
what
want
my
to
dog.
know?
It's funny how we think what dogs would say to us. We don't even know if they're even thinking all of that, but we can look at, sorry, they're going back to the beginning. Yes, yes. Okay. So pets are more than companions. They actively support our physical needs and also our mental, emotional. My info is on the slide.
Sorry, Lawanda, the thing, and then go back to expanding.
I know it's
Right.
the sorry folks.
Here you go.
Well, here we are. It's coming back. Yes. They support our physical health. They strengthen mental and emotional wellness, and they deepen social connections and create a purpose and a routine in our daily lives. I can say definitely that all of these areas have been impacted in my life ever since I've had my dogs for the past 6 years. Their presence can definitely uplift us, motivate us, and ground us in ways that research continues to affirm. At the same time, though, it's important to recognize that the benefits of pet ownership comes with responsibility. If you need to have time, you need to pay attention, you got to have patience, you got to have the right energy, and also be able to afford your dog. So acknowledging this balance helps us to appreciate the relationship more fully and honors what it truly means. So I know for sure for my physical health, since I've gotten my dogs, I go outside more for walks or I'm outside playing with them or running with them outside. So physically, I'm up, I'm moving around, and I'm dealing with them. If I'm even feeling like sad or if I'm having a rough day or got some bad news, they tend to sense my emotions and they want to be near me. They give me kisses. They try to snuggle with me. And I feel within that energy field, I can feel my dogs connecting with me emotionally. They take on my energy. So if I'm relaxed, they're relaxed. And if I feel hyper, they're hyper. But socializing, even going out and meeting more people, people with dogs, and it gives us a purpose. So if anybody ever suffered from like depression and stuff like that, having a dog can help you pull out of it because it definitely lets us know that we still have something that we need to get up for and take care of. So if anyone would like to chime in on just this general concept first, is there anything in here that you definitely know for sure? Because I had the time or because I didn't have the time, these sorts of things took place. If anyone would like to chime in on that.
Aisha has her hand up.
Hello, Aisha.
Hello, good morning. Yes, I would like to chime in on the physical health part. I mean, all of these traits, I resonate with, but however, the physical part, when I had my dog has since passed, but over the last 10 years that I had my dog, I was prompted to go walking after dinner, and a gastro doctor told me that that's unnecessary. And so when I was having intestinal issues years ago, he told me I need to go walking 30 to minutes to an hour after dinner. And so around that, I said that's kind of the reason why I got a dog, to give me a reason to go walking or something to do while I'm out there walking. So that was the so I noticed when my dog passed away, um, I just haven't. Yes, I know I can do it, and I do it sometimes, but it is different rather having a companion do it for 10 years versus not. So
Right.
that's the main thing, but everything else also resonates with me.
Right. Thank you for sharing. And it definitely physical health, like you're saying when you went through your thing, you took your dog out with you and it became something that you guys did. So it adds to the purpose and routine part of it. It helps with your mental and emotional wellness too, because it all comes together in one big picture. And that not only that you get to have your physical health, but your dog also gets to have his physical needs met because dogs, they're supposed to be outside, as in going out for walks and fresh air and interaction. So it's important that we can give that to our animals. I see that Miss Rashida also have her hand up. Thanks for sharing, by the way.
Grand Rising, Miss Bank. Thank you
Grand
so much
Rising.
for just a special topic in my in my mind and in my life is like, having pets, it's a must. I have two German Shepherd, American Shepherd and a German Shepherd. Right now they is in different homes, but I still visit them. And one of the reasons is because I'm traveling a lot. And once I travel a lot, I have no time for them. So
Mm-hmm.
being mindful of daycare, I have placed them with my niece and with a friend of the family. But it's the connection that you have with your pets is a connection that I don't think I can explain enough. The connection that is the unconditional love, is
Mm-hmm.
the if they know you more than you know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
They know the time you wake up, the time you go to the bathroom. They At least my German Shepherd is 3 years old and he know me so much. Imagine that my son would say, "Mommy, I know when you're coming around the corner with the car because in black run to the door and wait for
Mm-hmm.
you with his ears standing." So, and it's so spiritual because you know that my dogs and I always have dogs. They will not let somebody come through the door if the
Mm-hmm.
vibration of that person is not right.
Right.
They have to be really in tune with that person coming through the door. If not, they would not allow them to come through the door. They start to do boom. They start to
Mm-hmm.
do every situation behind the spirit of that person is not right. And with that, I'm out, but I'm still here. I love this topic. This is right in my heart. Thank you so much, Ms. Bank.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing that. And even just being knowledgeable or even aware that, hey, I'm not going to be here physically for my dog as much because I have to travel a lot. So I have set up things to ensure that they're going to be kept well. And I'm also going to ensure that I interact with them because I have already emotionally and mentally linked with this dog. This dog is I am this dog's person. And that dog is my comfort. So I actually have both of my dogs are my emotional support animals because they really do bring me certain specific things that I really can't get from anyone else. And I think a part of it is the fact that they're so infantile or their behavior is like a little toddler. So because they can't care for themselves, because they're animals, they can't physically care for themselves. I acknowledge that they have emotions and that they have feelings and that their happiness matter and that their comfort matter. So I handle my dogs almost exactly the way I handle my children because I hold both of them almost on the equal plane because I have to care for my children the same way as it goes with making sure that they have their needs. So if I can't watch my children, I'm going to make sure they're going to be watched by somebody who I trust, who I feel like will handle them in the right way. And that's the same thing that I need for my animals, for the person who's watching them to make sure they give them the time, the attention, the patience, and the energy that they need so that they also have a comfortable time if we're apart. We're normally together, but when we're apart, I want to make sure that they're happy. So most times I have it where people watch my house and my animals. So thanks for sharing on that bit. We can go to the next slide. I can't believe we only got like 15 minutes left. Okay, so here's the physical health and cardiovascular benefits of pet ownership. All of my stats came from Harvard Health. According to the American Heart Association, pet ownership, especially the dogs, is associated with lower resting heart rate, lower cholesterol and triglycerides, and lower blood pressure. And dog owners on an average walk about 20 minutes or more per day than non-dog owners, thanks to daily dog walks, which support both the cardiovascular, with your heart health, and your general fitness. So pets can provide a buffering effect on stress, which itself has a measurable benefit for heart health. We all know how stress can affect our bodies, and by getting outside in nature and breathing in fresh air and seeing outside, all of those things help to just bring down our stress levels also. So have anybody have any health issues where they have actually benefited from the dogs being in their life because of these sorts of things? I know that we had Kaisha had shared in earlier during her health that the walking had helped her. So is anyone else wanting to share how their health has actually improved because of having a dog? If not, we can go to the other slide. Okay, here's my favorite one, mental health, mood, and stress relief. How has having pets affected your mental health, mood, or served as a stress relief? Is there anyone whose pets have helped them with mental health or helped them to balance their mood or to relieve stress? Okay, Kaisha.
Yes, I'll just chime in. So, due to, again, back to the physical, I became a dog walker, slash dog sitter, even while I had a dog. And I tell you, since losing my dog back in May, then I was able to house dogs in my home because there's a lot of owners rather, their dogs be alone. So I tell you, it's been such a relief to have a little thing like, a, another dog. Like dogs follow you around. It's been such a relief to have a temporary change of mind. So, dogs, change your mind, like you said before, improves your mental stability. So when I say change your mind when you're feeling low,
Mm-hmm.
um, having an animal, because I do know people who have who have cats and lizards and things like that, and it just gives ownership something to do other
Mm-hmm.
than being upset, or gives them a, like you said, back to you saying, a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Um, social support, when you said like you go to the dog park or pet store, and now you're interacting, especially pet stores who allow animals in. Now
Mm-hmm.
you're interacting with other people, and also, it's like I said, through my side gig, I meet a lot of people and we just talk about their dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's then you could get into dog walking clubs, and or take
Right.
your dog on hikes, and then you meet other dog owners on the trail. So
Mm-hmm.
that, I think that is uplifting.
Mm-hmm.
um and and like you said before, well, I mean, they can feel your energy, so that's
Mm-hmm.
why they use dogs as, for people with epilepsy, or people with
Right.
those other, like, what
The,
is support,
right. Support pet. Yeah.
because they can feel when someone's energy is shifting.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's, yeah, that,
Right. They can sense all of those things. And for me, like just like coming off of, I'm technically, practically an empty nester. It's only technically, practically because they still live in my house, but I don't have to physically care for my kids anymore because they're young adults and they're doing their thing and they're going when they're going and they're coming when they're coming. And a lot of the day, especially when I'm not working, a greater part of the day, I'm by myself. And it's not like I'm by myself and I'm feeling lonely necessarily, but by having my dogs, now I can do things with my dogs. I can snuggle with my dogs. And then I can also go out for walks, or we just vibe together. And sometimes I think that my daughter, sometimes she cuts her eye at Peanut's relationship, as if she's like, that's my mother. And he's, no, but I'm the baby. That's my mama's. So they actually help to ease loneliness, especially if you've suffered like losses like death and or went through a separation, or like I'm saying, your children can be gone out of the nest and now the house is just silent and quiet with all of the energy that was in there. You can fill it up for sure by having a pet like a dog in your life, and it helps to ease a lot of those things. So if anyone else wanted to share, or if there's any comments in the chat that we can talk about.
Yes. Oops. Sorry. Let me take this down. Let's see what we have for the chat. So Beulah said, does being a dog owner, oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Does being a dog owner mean you're a people lover too, or does it mean you prefer dogs over people? So Kaisha said some people prefer their dogs over people, which is true for me. It doesn't mean that you prefer one over the other, said Coach Cheryl. So what do you think?
I think personally, if I'm a dog lover, it's simply because I love animals, and of all of the animals, I prefer dogs. I don't mind cats, but I don't particularly dabble with the cat. But I just love the dog more because I feel like I can do more with my dogs than I can do with my cats. And it's not that I like people more than I like dogs, or dogs over people. It's just that dogs can help me weed out certain types of people. So if I see that you're a type of individual who's a little callous towards a dog, or who doesn't show me that they care about that type of thing, it doesn't make it, to me, I don't feel like they're as a well-rounded person, as a person who truly appreciate animals in their presence and their purpose. So for me personally, I think that it's more of, I like animals and I prefer dogs. And if I had to choose a dog over a person, it depends on the scenario and circumstance. I may just choose that dog more than the person, because most times people can take care of themselves. Animals can't. They can't even speak for themselves. So we have to advocate for the animal. So is there anyone else that would like to share before we go into the slide? I did have another little clip that I wanted to show you guys about the about my dogs and about the emotional support. But we can go to the other slide.
Yeah, we do have some more shares.
Okay.
Professor Marilyn said comfort animals are psychological support. And excuse me, Denise Jacob said, my brother's dog is the only thing that keeps him sane. He's a kidney transplant candidate. And when they called him and he was a match, he told them that he can't leave his dog. He has no
Mhm.
sitter. His quality of life is so bad, and it's because of his mentally ill dog. So Denise, the dog is mentally ill?
Yes, the dog.
Are you able to come off mute?
I'm responding. Yeah, his dog is. Nobody can't take care of the dog except him because the dog is crazy. It's a pit bull, and nobody can't come in the house. I mean, the situation is so bad. But it's the only, my brother has mental health issues, but the dog is the only thing that keeps him sane. I mean,
Mhm.
we can't even help him because nobody can go in the house to help him with the dog. He needs a home attendant. He can't get one because of the dog. I mean, he is so like that dog is his lifeline.
Mm.
I mean, and I mean, sometimes we wish something would happen to the dog because we need to
Ah.
get him help. But I mean, I know that's bad to say, but it's. I mean, he's choosing the dog over his life. I mean, I guess I'm starting to understand. People love their animals, but there has to be a line drawn at some point.
Mhm.
I'm complete.
Right. And I think that if it's going to come into the point where somebody needs medical assistance or definitely need assistance, and if they're not mentally functioning well, there must be some sort of intervention or something that should take place, because then you guys would be left with a whole lot of regret and remorse and all of these different things if you guys weren't able to step in and intervene so that your brother could get the care that he needs. But I do understand, because when I was sick for last summer, I was down for 3 months. I just definitely, for sure, my husband used to let the dogs come in the room for a couple of minutes so that I could see them. And just seeing them for that little bit and just being away from them, I could feel their energy and that they want to see me, but they can't be with me. So we do get so attached to our animals as a part of our daily routine and mental setup that we feel like, since we are the primary caregiver, we are the one who have the patience and the wherewithals to deal with it. We would prefer to just be in there in that moment, even if we're sick. We'll be like, I don't care. I need my animal to be kept, because that's God's best. He directed us to care for animals. So if the dog is so uncontrollable and so all of those things, it now becomes a safety issue for anybody else who comes in, and it's also a safety issue for the dog. So I really just hope that you guys can figure it out and get the dog placed where he needs to be placed with a person who can handle aggressive animals, because we wouldn't want another human being to be attacked by the dog. Um, but thanks for sharing that information. I see that Beulah has her hand up.
Yes, so you're saying that dogs have instincts, I know, that are kind of more so than people when it comes to detecting who's a good person and who's not a bad person. But I feel that just because a person doesn't necessarily care for a dog doesn't mean that they are not a good person.
Hmm.
But it's good to have an animal around, I understand, and they can kind of, I would say, sniff out a person's personality or whatever. Is that what you're
Hmm.
saying?
I think that dogs have senses, special senses that we don't have. Their sense of smell is heightened, and also there's some way that they can just sense. To me, I feel like dogs can almost sense if an action was an accident or intentional, because people intentionally hurt dogs. They can sense that energy within the action itself. It seems like to me from just observing animals, and there's a science behind it that we can definitely look deeper into, because they have these heightened senses that we don't have. It's almost like a child. A child can feel the energy from a grown up. If a grown up, even they may not say it directly, but their energy around how they handle the child can feel it and say, well, I really can't say why I don't feel comfortable with this person, but something rubs me the wrong way about this person. And you don't have to love animals. It's just like not every person, not every woman is going to be a mother or will have those motherly instincts or those types of things. Some of us have it, some of us do. Some of us are fit to be parents, and some of us are unfit to be parents. And that's the same thing for pets. It's not like a necessary mandatory thing to have a pet. However, if you have a pet, there are many benefits associated with having pets or being a pet owner. I'm not saying that because you don't like them, you're a bad person. I'm just saying that sometimes because of how a person's mentality or temperament is towards an animal, we can kind of see what type of individual that person might be.
Okay, so also, what would you, I suppose you do know they estimate the cost of what it means to have a pet, take care of a pet. What are the expenses that you have
The
to have?
For me, I have two dogs, and both of my dogs require grooming. So I can either personally groom my dogs, or I can choose to send them to the groomers. Because of my schedule, a lot of times I prefer just to send them to the groomers, and they go to the groomers maybe once or twice a month, depending on the season, depending on their hair length, because it grows a lot. So sometimes an average month, I may pay upwards of $120 or $160 for both of my dogs to get a standard clean bath, toenails clipped.
I
Um,
mean,
that's
what
per
about medical bills?
that's per
There's
month. That's just for the grooming. Then when you go to medical, I feed my dogs dog food. The dog food costs about almost $100 for the big bag that both of them eat from. So I spend on average maybe almost $1,000 a year on food. I would say close to 2,000, if that, or so, with grooming and veterinary care. They are shots. It depends on where you go, because some places charge more than others for everything. So some people find these different humane societies or different animal places that they give discounted rates. And then there's pet insurance. If you would like to get pet insurance, I've had pet insurance for my dogs and had the benefits from the insurance, because we get reimbursed a certain percentage for the pets, the animal health and stuff like that. So if it depends on how healthy your animal is, it depends on exactly the type of breed that you have, whether or not it will require grooming needs or not. or if your dog have anything wrong with its health and it needs special medication, or if it needs a special diet, then all of those things are going to cause the rates, your money spent on the animal, to go up or down. So it just depends on all of those different things. There's no one set number I can give you, but you will be spending a few thousands of dollars, at least a couple of thousands or so on your dog, depending on your breed, right? Because in Turks and Caicos, we got pot cakes. Those pot cakes, they eat regular pot food. They don't. They have a different build. Like they're stronger. I don't know. Y'all can research Turks and Caicos pot cakes. They're our local mongrel dog. So in Turks and Caicos, they got pot cakes, and those pot cakes are very viable and with their life, and they get to eat whatever. So they're better to have versus the special pet who needs special food.
So you have to definitely be able to take care of them. It's like, your children, you have to definitely be able to provide for them if you want a dog.
Right. If you want a dog, you should need the money. You should have the money. It's definitely just like a baby. The cost for
Yeah.
the diapers, the cost for the pee pads if you need it, the cost for the baby vitamins, the cost for the dog's vitamins. They have allergies. They have gastrointestinal issues. They do the booty scoots. So they have to have their anal glands expressed. So you got to take them to the vet for that. So there's so many different things that can come up. Just like we're not sure when we have a baby, if the baby is going to be fully healthy its life, or if the baby going to catch a disease or a sickness that we have to then go through that with dealing with the child. Is the same thing we take on with dealing with an animal. But the difference is, if an animal gets really sick, or if an animal is diagnosed with something that's not curable, so then we can choose then, okay, let me put the dog down. But we don't have that same grace for humans when they're suffering and they're sick and we know there's no coming back. If we could just put them down, that would be nice. I mean, I hope the society changes by the time it's my time, so that if anything like that should happen, I would prefer just to be put down, because I don't see the purpose in suffering. I don't understand suffering. I still have to learn about that. So
Mm. Okay.
that,
Right. Well, all right. Well, I know
I know
I'm
I
not.
went a little left with that one, but that's just how I feel. If we can show animals some type of humanity by putting them down because we understand they have a certain sickness, we don't give that same grace to humans when we realize that we're at the end of where we are and there's no coming back. We still have to go all the way down to the final lines of the last breath. I sometimes, when we have these really harsh diseases like cancers and stuff like that, that we know we can't come back from, I just don't understand it. That's just my personal preference, though. And I don't think it's going to be
Mm.
given, but who knows? Okay, so I see someone healthy, wealthy's hand is up.
Yes, yes. Peace and blessings, Grand Rising family. How's everybody?
Good morning. We're all good, thank you.
Oh, you look gorgeous. I hope you feel as gorgeous as you look.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, I can't believe we're talking about dogs. But anyway, that's this is Wake Up Everybody. This is Wake Up
Right.
Everybody. So my contribution to the discussion, real quickly, is my observation. I've been introduced to having relationships with dogs recently. I was living with my son, and he has a dog, and then I was doing home care, and one of my many of my clients have animals. However, one of my clients has a service dog, right? And so what I've been seeing is how transfer our thinking, our human thinking, onto the animal, right? That's my observation. And so I'll look in the dog's face and think I'm seeing sadness. However, that's my humanness seeing that, right? Because all dogs have different faces. So and I'm watching the behavior of the service dog. The service dog is very focused because that dog works.
Hmm.
It's a service dog, so it works. And so what I'm noticing is the dog trying to establish a relationship with me, and I don't want a relationship with this dog. And so the dog will come and brush up against my leg, and I interpret to mean something in particular. And so that's what I'm noticing. Project my human um, acknowledgement or response to things, and it's an animal.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we get all hooked up with another thing? Let me just say this, and then so I need to be complete because I'm getting ready to get real deep into this. So I noticed that no, and I'm being very, very intentional and serious because it's not by coincidence that animals have come across my path. And
Mm-hmm.
I believe that things come across my path to teach me.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't grow up with animals. I don't embrace them. I had a cat when I was a couple of years ago. And it was for the fact of keeping mice out of my apartment. And so, but now that I've been introduced to animals who have a particular um, assignment, right? The service dog,
Mm-hmm.
and my son's dog. I'm not sure what my son's dog assignment is, but this dog eats only food that is not cooked. This dog
Okay.
doesn't. It only eats food that's not cooked, and it's disciplined and it's trained. And so I've been watching that. How this dog will not eat nothing that is cooked. And then when I go have the interaction with the service dog, anything drop on the floor, that dog is gonna eat. The guy actually feeds the dog McDonald's, right? I
Oh
am not.
Lord.
Yes, I'm not even kidding. However, I'm taking all of this into account that what needs to be said right now, sweetness, and doesn't need to be said by you. And I'm like yelling, killing these dogs, feeding McDonald's service.
Right.
Right. So I'm saying that um, it's almost comical. However, I put it back into myself. It's like, how am I uh, miss miss missing the mark when I'm dealing with not just animals, but with other people? How am I missing the mark? When I eat potato chips, how am I missing the mark? Clearly, you shouldn't give dogs
Right.
McDonald's. Clearly, that's just clear in my mind. But this guy, that's his socialization with his dog.
Mm-hmm.
Is sitting on the couch and freaking eating
Right.
McDonald's. Ain't no eggs in the refrigerator, but they went and
Mm-hmm.
bought McDonald's. So I want to throw that out there. It's some food for thought for the community. And thank you, sister, for
Thank you.
continuing to give us information.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's important that we feed our dogs what they should eat, even though they may beg or they look like they want that food because they can smell it. It smells good to them. We got to be very careful what we give our animals because some foods are very, very toxic to animals, to dogs. And if we don't ensure that we feed them the right things or we're giving them salty foods or foods that have certain spices and stuff in it, those things can really affect the dog in a negative way. So we should, at least if I'm eating something and my dog looks like he wants something, at the very least, I'll give him one of his dog treats. I would have little, small, little tiny treats or bigger treats, depending on the time of day, that I would give my dogs just to make sure that they're getting something, but it's not going to be what I'm eating unless I'm eating fruits, unless I'm eating vegetables or something very specific that I know wouldn't harm them, then I would give them that. If I'm eating blueberries and if I'm eating strawberries and stuff like that, or mangoes, I give those to my dogs. They love those types of fruits. They love carrots. Sometimes I just clean off a carrot and slice it in half and give them their little carrots and they eat their carrots. So those are human foods that's not necessarily the dog food itself that I can give to my dogs and feel okay about it. And that kind of helps it versus me feeding them directly from my plate, giving them food that I know they shouldn't have. I would just have something that I can give them while I'm eating so that they feel like they're in the mix too. Is there anyone else that would like to share? We're almost, is it time? I don't even know if it's time to wrap up or keep going because I know that we're past the 30-minute mark. So we can continue. I don't know if my facilitators or administrators.
Yeah, let's see how many slides you have left. And you can ask the community for some more time.
Okay, community, can we have some more time? Give me a thumbs up if y'all want some more time. Okay, we can look at one of the links about social connection and community. I see Gina D. Hey. Gina says yes. So we're going to look at this little clip about my dogs. So here we have Scuttle and Peanut going out for a drive with me. They love, this has been their hair is long, and I can almost guarantee we're entering the fall and winter season. Their hair is normally very long in the fall and winters. They love car rides. And so a lot of times when I'm running errands, they get to go with me in the car. And that helps their brain to get activated and not feel bored because they got a little outing there. So this was just a little clip with me and my dogs with the wind in their hair, enjoying life, going out. So I don't know if anybody like to drive around with their dogs, but I surely enjoy driving around with mine when I go out to socialize sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think there was another video with them at the dog park, I think it was.
Okay. 1 second. Music?
That there actually had a song. I don't know why it's
Yeah,
not
let's see.
playing,
Let me turn
but
it.
that's okay. We can move on. It was that real wild child. I do 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 do
Oh,
do. I be saying nee nee nee. Hey.
I think I found it. They're so cool.
Wild one. Yeah. Okay. Wild one. Yes, they're a real wild child. Okay, so then they also like going to the dog parks. I've found so many other dog parks around here that I didn't even know exist in my community just because I have dogs. So we can look at them at the dog park. So if you have never taken your dog to the dog park, it's a perfect time for them to get socialized with other animals. Sniffing booties. Yes, that's how they learn about the dog. They sniff each other. So they get to go to the dog park and meet all sorts of animals. Come check this. 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 Okay, so for the time we can skip through. So yes, so if you have a dog, take them out to the dog parks. You get to meet a lot of parents and you get to see a multiple or an array of breeds of dogs. Sometimes we may be extra too afraid for our dogs to interact with others, but just like how sometimes we're extra too afraid for having our kids to interact with some people, sometimes we get that same way with our animals, especially when we see them around bigger dogs, we may be afraid. But taking them out to the dog park helps to release some of those anxieties and fears and allow you to allow your animal to live his life accordingly. That way, it really helps us to break off some of the overprotectiveness that we may have with our animals also and allow them a chance to also get out there and socialize. So while we're talking to other people or meeting new friends, that we can actually start linking up and doing doggy dates, play dates and all of those types of things that you do with your child, you can very well do with your dog. So it helps with even people who have social isolation issues and not wanting to go out. Having a dog helps you to break all of those tendencies that you would have as an isolated person, and it helps you to reduce all of the stresses that comes along with that. So I just wanted to let you guys know that if there is a dog park in your area, check around. There's many places and also animal groups that you guys can become a part of to help you to meet other people socially in a nice, relaxed setting where you can through the dogs playing together, you can actually get over some of those things that you might be dealing with on a mental, emotional level. We can go to the next slide. Okay, the purpose, the routine, and the engagement. So they do require, we mentioned this earlier already, that they do require the feeding, the grooming, the walks, and the playtime. And if we're doing that every single day, now we've developed a routine. When I wake up at 6 in the morning, my dogs are ready. They know it's time. They know I'm about to go have my coffee, so they stand by the door because they know I'm either going to go outside in my backyard and have my coffee, so they're waiting for that. So they know everything. They know time. My dogs know when it's almost time for my students to leave, when it's time for them to arrive. They understand when it's the weekend and nobody's going to be here. My dog Peanut counts. He counts his treats. He would leave and come back and count them again to make sure they're still there. So I think that dogs are amazing and they help us with our brain, our cognitive functioning, and our emotional stimulation. So all of these different things are important with dogs. And if you guys would like to see the last clip or two that I have on here, then we can wrap this up. I know that Thanksgiving is coming up tomorrow. And I'm just super thankful that I do have my animals. I tell my husband every day, thank you for getting me my dogs because they feel like I feel more complete with them in my life. So I just would like to, again, thank everybody's presence here today and for participating. And we're going to look at this other video, little clip. So, Peanut is the worst. Okay. Okay, so Peanut is the worst at playing catch. Anybody have a dog when you play and you throw the ball, they keep the ball and you have to go run after them for it? That's Peanut. He's the worst. But it gets me outside in the morning, especially when it's warm in my morning routine. I like to take them out in the backyard, toss a ball, play with them, get some fresh air while I have my coffee. That's what I love to do in the morning time when it's warm outside. And then in the afternoons or on the weekends, I just like to see my dogs playing together. So this is my last clip where Scuttle and Peanut. And that last video, they had their coats were shaved all the way down. This is summertime. So this is them in the house playing with me and themselves.
What you're doing? Oh my goodness. Hi, Peanut. Hi, Peanut. Hey, Scuttle. Hi. Hi, Scuttle. What you got? You got Peanut? Huh? What is that? What is this? What is that? Oh. What is your face? What is your face? Hey.
We're having fun, living free, enjoying every moment, thankful as can be, with hearts full of joy.
So this is Peanut. Peanut love.
Scuttle.
Oh.
Hi.
So those are my little hearts. That's Scuttle and Peanut.
What you're doing?
And I'm glad that I had a chance to
Oh my goodness.
show you
Hi,
guys my
Peanut.
dogs today.
Hi, Peanut. Hi, Scuttle. Hi.
Yes, I'm glad that I had a chance to show you guys Scuttle and Peanut. You guys got to see them when they have lots of hair, and you got to see them when they don't have a lot of hair. And that's why, depending on the season, it's going to cost more for grooming because when their hair is short, I can easily bathe them. But with all of that long, double coated fur, they need blow drying. It's a hot mess. So I just work a little bit harder to be able to afford my dogs and to afford them the care that they would need. I would like to thank everyone again for coming in and sharing. I see there's so much in the chat that I don't even know if we had a chance to get to. But I am an author, like I said, and I've written a trilogy about my life. These are the first two parts of the book out of the trilogy, and you can find my stuff on lawandabanksbooks.com. I have the last one about to be released, and I am writing a book about Scuttle and Peanut. That should be coming out in the springtime. So look out for it. It's a book for kids and families. So I just wanted you all to see some of the things that I'm working on, and thank everyone again for coming in and participating. So this is my information. I am, like I said, the director and of learning and innovation with Learning with Lawanda, which is a tutoring company. So I work with kids from infants all the way up to 12th grade. And I also support homeschool families. Or people interested in homeschooling. So if you would like any information on that, you can always reach out to me at learningwithlawanda@gmail.com. And yeah, so that's it for me today. I'm just thankful for Woo and having this platform where we can come and share about our interests and our passions with the community. This is my contact information. My phone is 682-559-0404. And you can also find my website at learningwithlawanda.com. And that will give you on my tutoring business side of things. And I'm also on Facebook at Learning with Lawanda. And you can catch me at TikTok too, sometimes when I do karaoke live from my house. So, yes, I do a lot of things. And this is just one of the things that I do, which is caring for my pets. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Lawanda, for sharing your pets with us. A lot of us might be dog owners or pet lovers, so thank you for the session. It was different. And I hope that you can come back. Maybe they could be your co-facilitators next time.
Yes.
All right. So we want to make sure that we are also supporting Woo Nation on a monthly basis if possible with our love offerings to keep things going, keep these conversations going as well. So you can use one of the links that will be dropped in the chat for you to set up your automated monthly love offering so that you can continue to pour into this community and the platforms that we use. Tomorrow we have Veronica, and that's going to be Thursday, so that's a 90-minute session. So come on out, and we don't know the title yet, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing with Veronica. So tune in until but that's a 90-minute session, so 7 to around 8:30. And so we want to also welcome our new members. If this is your first time here, or if you're new-ish to Wake Up Everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you join us again and bring some more folks with you. All right. And so you could do so by joining us Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, which are our 90-minute sessions. And that's from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Eastern here on Zoom. And if you can't catch us on Zoom for any reason, you can go on Facebook where we are live streaming and the recordings will be there as well. Mondays and Wednesdays are our 30-minute days from 7 to 7:30, excuse me, 7 to 7:30 a.m. Eastern time as well. And if you want daily reminders to let you know when we are on the line and we are in the space, you can always text capital Woo Nation to 74121. And you can always unsubscribe too if you would no longer like to get the text messages. And so stay in touch with us by going to the website and looking at the lineup for the next week. And then we also have our Facebook page and group. There are two different things. There's a page and there's a group. So make sure you join both of them. The links will be dropped in the chat. And then we also have our email. And you can always reach out to us if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or if you want to let us know of any new facilitators, or if you want to join Woo Nation, the volunteer team as well. We'd love to have you and tap into your gifts or help you stretch and grow in some areas so you can be of contribution. So I'm going to take this down and I'm going to your race spotlight. Awesome. Make sure that we can give Lawanda her love shower for today's session. Thank you so much for the information on pets, for being different.
Thank you.
Bring it in.
Love you all.
The
Thank
next
you.
time we
Love
get on
you.
camera.
Thank you, Miss Banks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much,
Sister
Miss Banks.
Thank
Wanda.
you,
Bye.
Peanut
Thank
and
Thank you very much.
company.
Peanuts, the best to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.